Something that I'm proud that we've been able to offer through the Outsider Preservation Initiative is a space where practitioners and their concerns and struggles are taken seriously. When I hear project leaders speak during our monthly gatherings, I get the sense that places where grassroots preservationists can talk about their challenges without these experiences being minimized or dismissed are few and far between. But when people feel seen and acknowledged, they come away with hope, confidence, and a renewed passion for their work. And the thing is, good work is not always easy work. So if we can ease the way by making room for some of the less tangible but still significant elements of preservation, that's something to take pride in.
I'm a researcher and a descendant of freedom colonies. I created the Outsider Preservation Initiative to expand the Texas Freedom Colonies Project's work beyond the state of Texas. Through OPI, I build community among descendants, educate the public through events, teaching, and digital storytelling, and make grants directly to descendant-led projects rooted in the land, memory, and community. We help descendants operating outside formal preservation, with few physical remnants left in the landscape, explore creative ways not only to tell their story, but also to bring descendants back to revitalize their settlements. This work is not about preserving the past as something distant. It is about sustaining presence and making space for what continues.
Across regions, from California to Louisiana, from Virginia to Nova Scotia, these projects form a living map. Each point represents more than a location. It reflects a relationship to place.
It's important to preserve Black Austin history because that is Austin history. Like so much of the history of Black people, we played a major role in the establishment of this city and others. So if you want to know the true story of Austin, you need to know the true story of Black people here and know all of the history, the joyful and the sorrowful.
In Bastrop County, Texas, just southeast of Austin, the Bastrop County African American Cultural Center and Freedom Colonies Museum is preserving the stories of historic Black freedom colonies. Housed in the historic Kerr Wilson House, the museum stands as one of the few public spaces dedicated to Black settlement history in the region. With support from OPI, descendants are gathering through a Juneteenth homecoming, creating preservation resources, and carrying these stories forward through community, memory, and place. From Lufkin, Texas, into the surrounding freedom communities and rural counties of East Texas, the Pecan Project is documenting living traditions through trail rides, oral history, archiving workshops, and multimedia storytelling. Short for Preserving Essential Cultural Archives and Narratives, the project explores Black placemaking, cultural memory, and the lasting impact of industries that shaped these communities. With support from OPI, Pecan is preserving these stories through exhibitions, local history projects, and a printed anthology rooted in land, memory, and justice. Between Leon County, Texas, and Richmond, California, the Leon County Historical Society is reconnecting descendants to the history of Pleasant Springs, a Black farming settlement founded after emancipation. As families migrated west, their ties to the land remained. With support from OPI, descendants are preserving oral histories, hosting storytelling gatherings and cemetery tours, and creating spaces to return, remember, and reconnect. Through this work, the story of Pleasant Springs continues across generations and across state lines.
You all will notice, and I'll just point these out, over the course, these are jiggler-jangling. Some of these are bells on the ankles of those who were enslaved, and captive, held. The sound of them signaled you were moving. Because we are now post all of that, they will move alongside us, sounding freedom embodied. There are other bells that are also used for dancing and celebration. So it's a mix of things. And the wooden bell from the Congo, right? So these are our freedom masquerades as we move through time.
Shawari Tours, led by Dr. Lindsay Gary, brings together descendants from Harris, Fort Bend, and Brazoria counties to shape what ethical tourism looks like within Freedom Colony communities. Supported by OPI, the project explores how people can visit and engage these historic Black settlements in ways defined by descendants themselves. Across communities in Louisiana, including Alson, Scottslandville, and Tangipahoa Parish, creating opportunities for inclusive learning and supplication, or COILS, is documenting Black settlement histories through oral history, public performances, and accessible exhibitions shaped by community voice. With support from OPI, descendants and local artists are preserving these histories in ways that center accessibility, belonging, and lived experience.
In Hampton, Virginia, the Barrett Peak Heritage Foundation is preserving Black historic sites and cultural landscapes. Through ground-penetrating radar, education, and public history, their work protects spaces of deep historical and community significance, including cemeteries that hold the remains of those who founded all Black communities after the Civil War.
And you can, in your home, you're feeling like you want to connect with your ancestors. If you have not an altar in your home, it's a safe way to turn on the key light and have a moment with those who are passed by.
The Paul Lawrence Dunbar Rosenwald Schoolhouse was built in the Shores Mountain Hill Freetown settlement in Fluvanna County, Virginia in 1923. Today, the Dunbar Schoolhouse includes a community museum filled with objects, school records, and books salvaged from area abandoned properties, and hosts STEM education programming for youth and line dancing classes for elders. The Vision Collective convenes workshops on structural parity, collaborating with descendant communities in Virginia and California. The workshops explore governance models for descendant-led projects and engage participants in sharing stories of historic Black towns and settlements.
The Outsider Preservation Initiative has truly transformed the way that I think about this work as preservation, the way that I think about and conceptualize my family history, and the way that I am able to capture and preserve the narratives of my community. I remember during the first descendant dinner that we held last November, descendants arrived and had tears in their eyes at the opportunity to tell their story, to reflect on what it meant to grow up on Menlo Avenue.
In El Centro, California, near the U.S.-Mexico border in Imperial Valley, Changemakers is honoring Black history through sports, oral history, exhibitions, and intergenerational community events. With support from OPI, the organization is expanding its community basketball tournament into a larger cultural gathering, celebrating the stories of Black settlers in the region. Through this work, parks, museums, and public spaces become places where history, culture, and community memory come together.
Weymouth Falls Community Land Trust. The Weymouth Falls Community Land Trust is a descendant-led nonprofit committed to preserving, protecting, and honoring the legacy of their African Nova Scotian community.
In some places, they'll talk about founding communities. African Nova Scotian communities, all of the 52 should be considered founding communities in terms of like settlement as we understand it today.
Situated in one of Nova Scotia's oldest African Nova Scotian settlements, the WFCLT activates heritage preservation through digital mapping, oral history, and the restoration of sacred sites.
So in school, kids will learn now about Acadian history. They do not learn about African Nova Scotian history the way it should be taught. So these projects are an opportunity for us to make, one, a commitment community, but also to help be a part of recording and documenting stories that everybody will have an opportunity to learn.